Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Well, this week I'm going through some emails, and I go through emails all the time, but I'm using these emails that come to me about video thoughts for the day to produce the video thoughts for the day. I got a really good one from an old preacher buddy of mine, my preacher in another lifetime almost, back when I was 18, 19, 20. And he's still a dear friend. I love him dearly. He loves us, and it's a great thing. But he sent me another email that deals with my video thoughts for the day. And I've referenced him before. But this email had a clip to an Alan Jackson song. Now, true confessions, I don't listen to a lot of country music. I love music. I listen to music all the time. But country music isn't that high on my list. So I didn't really know this Alan Jackson song. I don't even know if it's a popular Alan Jackson song. It's a good song. I really liked it. And he wanted me to listen to it. And yes, it's useful as my video thought for the day, but I don't know the song. So I've written down some of the lyrics. The song is entitled, I believe, The Older I Get. And the lyrics are very moving. They're very thought-provoking. He says, the older I get, the more I think you only get a minute. You better live in it, or better live while you're in it. This idea that as he ages, he's aware of time is a very biblical idea. We're called to be aware of how fleeting life is. James, the brother of Jesus, wrote that life is a vapor, and he didn't think that up. That's in the Old Testament scriptures. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 2 calls life a passing mist. It says trying to catch it's like trying to catch your breath. It just vanishes like a vapor. You know, when you breathe on a cold day and you see your breath, try to catch it, you can't do it. And that's the issue with life. That's why the psalmist says in Psalm 90, verse 12, that God will teach us to number our days, that is the beginning, not the beginning, but an entree into wisdom. We become more wise as we realize how fleeting life is. So he starts out this song, the older I get, the more I think that you only get a minute and you better live while you're in it. Then he goes on to sing about it's the people you love, not the money and stuff that makes you rich. The people you love, that's heart. The people you love, that's very biblical as well. Friends in the Bible, and the value of friendship is so important. In the Old Testament, in the Proverbs that are recounted there, in Proverbs 27, verse 9, it talks about how friends give sincere advice. You'll read about how friends will challenge you to do the highest good you can. And in Romans 12, it talks about, verse 10, I think it is, Paul talks about how friends will value you over even themselves. There's a reason that the Greeks have a word for love that's built off of friendship, phileo, a verb that refreshes or references the idea of a friend type love. So he says, the value of friends, the people you love, that's what makes you rich. And then the last couple of things in there, he talks about how the lines on his face are actually souvenirs. They're signs of life's laughs and life's tears. Because as we get older, we begin to understand even the struggles in life. As Paul says in Romans 5, the struggles can produce in us a perseverance, an ability to endure that develops our character into one that trusts confidently in God. So the song ends with, because of all of this, be thankful. Live in the moment and be thankful. And my psalm for that, as we're looking into Thanksgiving week deeper and deeper, is Psalm 100. It's a psalm for giving thanks. It says to make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth, to serve the Lord with gladness, to come into his presence with singing, knowing he's God, knowing that he made us, we're his people, we're the sheep of his pasture. Then it says, enter his gates with thanksgiving. Let's be thankful for every day we've got. Let's live in the moment. That's your video thought for today.